Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Coffee Chat with Meredith and myself.
It's a perfect day for coffee.
Oh, my gosh.
She walked over with 2 cups of coffee, and it was just like she was
so
walking
cold.
over with a warm hug.
I know, and it is so cold outside.
Is everybody having weird weather, or is it just us?
I think it's we're getting texts from all over the country.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it coming from the west and kind of moving through?
That's what it looks like. I haven't really looked, but y'all, we are about to get some weird, crazy weather.
I'm actually going to pull this up so I can hear from you guys. I see that, okay, we're live here, so I want to be able to read your comments. But welcome. Are we live yet?
Are we here? Can
Are
you
we
see
here?
us?
Yes.
Okay, it just takes a minute for us to show up. All right, here we are. And let me get the comments up. A lot of people. Come on in, everybody. We're so excited to be here with you guys. We normally have our Yappy Hour, which is our wine time for our supporters, around 5:15. But because the weather is going to be so terrible, we've actually been told that we're probably going to have a lot of outages, power and internet down. So we thought, we're not going to do that at 5:15.
No, because that's I think they said starting around 4 is when it's going to start picking up. It's already been super windy all day.
It is whipping.
And then it's cold. It's really cold and rainy, and the wind's crazy. But then it's going to start warming up. And then the last I heard, 55, 60 mile an hour winds.
That's what I heard. Well, April was saying they're expecting 50 mile an hour winds, and Jackie was texting us early telling us. Tiffany's saying it's pretty cold. I mean, it's whipping up there in Atlanta. Actually, Joe is delivering a puppy to Palm Springs, California, and he called and he said, I think I'm just going to stay here.
Well, yeah.
But he's going to have to stay over. We were like, you cannot fly in and get back here at 10:30.
No,
it's going to be the worst time.
Yeah.
And then to drive home in the middle of tornado warnings.
No. And hopefully, because they've got all-pair air in the morning.
Oh, we got 2 of those.
Yeah, and they're kind of following the path that the storm's supposed to be going.
I know.
But hopefully, it's not going to be as bad as they're projecting. Maybe it won't get as warm.
Maybe not.
Because I think that's the thing. Once the warm air comes in, then the tornadoes start. It goes crazy. But anyway,
our guy, my mom is always like, Jason Smith said this. I'm like, Mom, you talk about Jason Smith like he's your best friend. But that's the guy on the news, the weather guy. Well, Jason Smith said, and she'll start telling me, so I turned on Jason Smith.
Yeah.
I started getting phone calls early this morning, and I said, well, Jason Smith said that today was going to be like pouring gasoline on a fire. The conditions were going to be like bad.
Well, good.
And I was like, terrible.
Well, fantastic.
So everybody's having some yucky weather. Well, let's just pray that everything goes well with Joe. He's already delivered his sweet baby. Now we just got to get Joe home. And Lauren and Dana out safely tomorrow. But I think Lauren's backed everybody up on other flights and things like that. So just pray for everybody's safety and ours, and we will pray for you guys.
Yes. My goodness.
All right. So today, this is literally the first time I've seen Meredith today. We've been working in all different areas. We got a lot of people calling out sick today.
I know.
So just a lot of yuck going around.
Lots of yuck. I think that's just nationwide. The flu season, cold season, all of the yuck seasons. But we're doing it. You guys, if you've been following us today, you've seen some adorable babies.
I've been following.
Cutes. And I love that everybody's starting to get their little Valentine photos. It's just so sweet with all the hearts and the color. It's cute.
Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet for all the Christmas decorations to come down from the estate because it's so pretty. Now it just feels so boring.
I know.
And the chapel barn, were they taking that down today? Dana
I did see her taking wreaths off the outside.
Yeah.
But I don't think the major deconstruction has started
We
yet.
have to get the big lift in there. That thing's like 25 feet tall. You've seen it on all the beautiful, Christmas Gotcha Day pictures, but it's going to be sad. Now, my house still has Christmas. I bet yours don't.
No.
Oh, hers is down like Christmas night, pretty much. When did you take it down?
No, I waited until New Year's Day this year. I took it down on New Year's Day.
Well, my Christmas in my living room is more like a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
So my tree.
Not so Christmassy.
No, it's more like winter.
Yeah.
It's like an evergreen with like squirrels in it and everything's white,
Yes.
or little
animals,
natural colors. And so it just feels like a winter tree. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
I did change the photo in my frame TV that had Santa,
Okay.
I love the frame TVs because they look like a painting on the
of
wall,
art,
but
yeah.
you can just go through and change it. So now I have a beautiful winter scene with penguins walking across.
Oh, okay.
So it looks good in my living room,
Winter
But
Wonderland.
all right, New Year's Day, I took mine down. Tiffany took hers down on New Year's Day. Jackie still has her Christmas there. Oh my gosh, Tiffany loves the chocolate noses. They're so nappable.
They were really pretty. And it was a really quick live because I knew we were about to do this. So we did a run through with the two Abby boys. But they're beautiful. If you love those light colored eyes and the chocolate noses, they both have great coats. One has a little bit more texture than the other. I think orange has a little more plushness than green, but both are perfect coats. Gorgeous. So one parent's in the 20-something pound range. The other one is right at 40-something. So I think they're going to be true mediums.
Oh, that's good.
Go look.
Good deal. All right. Oh, Robin's getting her puppy via au pair air on Monday. So next Monday it'll be your day. Yahoo!
Yay.
I love it. I love it. Well, so let's think what else has been going on. I know we're going to talk in just a minute about puppy spots. The office wanted us to go over that with you guys, so we'll definitely do that. But Meredith was telling us I don't know how many of y'all follow Meredith's page. I don't know how many actually follow her page.
Yeah, I don't know.
But tell us what happened this morning. You made a sweet post. and it's just been great.
It's been, very kind of uplifting out of the blue. So I was doing Bible study this morning, or starting. I didn't have time to actually get into it, but the beginnings of it, we're talking about miracles. And one of the questions was, what do you think of when you think of like the first miracle or a miracle? And of course, your mind probably goes to something big, like, feeding the thousands, or the Red Sea, or water to wine, or
The first
walking on the
miracle,
water,
yeah. Turning water into wine,
major big stuff. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to get into this study. But that prompted me to ask myself, I wonder what miracles, or what you consider to be a miracle in your own life, or what miracles are happening all around me. I would just love to hear what people consider to be a miracle for them. And so I just posted the question on Facebook and said, we'll see what we get. Well, it's been I told someone.
I was reading your post. I was like, all the responses were
so
incredible.
many. I was like, I didn't plan on tearing up this much this morning, or getting, so many chills. Just the reality of watching, God perform these miracles and meeting people where they are and doing that. It's just been so sweet. And I've gotten a lot of private messages. I think people have a little bit more personal stories, and they've shared those with me, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, I'm reading some right now going, oh my Lord, right now I'm hearing some.
It's amazing. And I was like, Lord, I want this to keep going. People keep sharing just the magnificent things that he's done. It's really cool. So.
It's a really, I know you didn't probably mean for that to happen, but it is a really great way to start the year.
It is.
I mean, thinking back about all the good things, because so many people were like, I'm so sick of 2023, or I hate, or every year up till now, it's, everybody's like, this is going to be a better year. Even we were here in Sunday at church, it's going to be a better year. But you know what? Everybody thinks about all the bad things, but in our life, there are so many things to be thankful for.
Yes. And it's still, it put a different perspective and mindset on things, and you start looking at things a little bit differently. And it's like, I would love for this thread to just keep going and people just keep telling their stories and keep sharing those. Because something like just today, you know, people were talking about being delivered from addictions or habits or something, and it was instantaneous. Well, there's other people that could relate with that, and they're connecting to it, and it's hopeful. You know,
yeah, it does. It gives hope. Robin was just saying hers was hearing her son speak as the first time he was autistic, and he was 15.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine that?
What a wonderful.
That is incredible, you know. It is. It's just so great. So we really do need, this was good. This was, God probably just really put that out there. You had no idea. But I do pray that for everybody that, you know, that you have hope and that you believe for miracles. You know, don't ever give up and don't ever lose hope. I know a lot of you might even be listening going, what am I doing? I'm on a teddy bear Goldendoodles site. Next thing you know, we're talking about dogs. But I know that the dogs bring a lot of hope and love into people's lives and families. But I think it's a miracle of just to see what God has done with our dogs and all of the lives that they've changed. I mean, who'd have thought, you know, for me back, being a mom, being in dentistry, moving out to the boondocks, that's what I thought. My husband moved me out to the country. I didn't live in the big city, but to me it was town. But to move out and just think, and we did that. I actually was talking to Judge when I first woke up this morning, because today is Lucas's 30th birthday.
Wow.
And we moved out here when I was pregnant with Lucas. So Lucas his life is directly connected to this business and to this land and this property and everything. So I was thinking about it this morning, and I was just like, God, I mean, 30 years ago today, I had Lucas, and it was such a miracle day. And that was before Meredith posted that.
Yeah.
And I didn't post all this because I was kind of emotional this morning. And I certainly don't want to start crying right here on Coffee Chat with you guys. I would be like, oh my God, because she knows if I get going, I can't stop, you know. I said I get all sensitive about everything, you know. But 30 years ago, I mean, you think how fast time goes. I'm like, it doesn't seem like 30 years ago Lucas was born, but then Lucas was the one that was allergic to the dogs. And here, a judge lured me out here to the middle of nowhere. And one of the things he kept saying was, well, you could raise your dogs, or you could do more with what you're doing. Because I was already dabbling, but I wasn't. It was golden retrievers. And I had a German Shepherd, and then I had golden retrievers. I'd started kind of showing cockers, and then it was like, with Lauren and Jacob, they were a little bit, the ones I had were temperamental, and like bit at Jock, who was gorgeous, black and tan, gorgeous dog, but like snapped at Jacob's face when he was a little bitty thing, and I was like, I can't have this.
No.
And kids are going to get in dogs' faces. And so then got into the Goldens, and that's where I landed. I mean, I love the Goldens, you know. But it was with the golden retrievers and moving out here and everything, Judge used them to lure me out here. And then Lucas was allergic. Just shortly after he was born, I mean, he stayed sick. Bless his heart, stayed sick. Found out that's what it was.
Oh my gosh.
It was the golden retrievers. I mean, that was heartbreaking. But the miracle that came out of that was a new hybrid breed. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
You know?
The best, that then met so many needs.
And now
so
here we
many
are,
people.
all of us here today, all of our friends, all of our Doodle family, all of our co-workers and everything. I mean, that is just one miracle that I could say was truly a supernatural. I couldn't have made that happen.
And in the moment, or for a moment, it felt hopeless.
It didn't feel like it was a miracle. It didn't feel like
'cause
it
we're
was
like,
a
oh,
God
this is
thing. It felt
over,
like it was devastating, you know. But you know what? That's where God can just make a way when there seems to be no way, and open doors that you never knew could be opened, and yes, a door shut, but new doors were open. And I don't know what my life would be like today.
That's weird to think about, isn't
Yeah.
it? What would you be
What would
doing?
what would our lives be
if you
like?
had said then, oh, he's allergic, no more dogs, it's over. Like, what would it have been? Just think about that. Think about how far-reaching and how
Golly,
impactful
I wouldn't know.
all of our dogs have been.
I mean,
through the
I
years.
knew Meredith, but we wouldn't have been friends like we are now. I wouldn't know any of y'all, and so many of y'all. I mean, some of my closest, dearest friends I met through the dog world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pretty much everybody I know I met through the dog world.
Dog world, yeah.
I mean, pretty much now. I mean, at that time, I had my family around me, and we were members of a church, and so I knew a lot of people there. It was a big church. That's where I met Meredith. Big old Baptist church.
yeah.
Old Spanish Fort Baptist church. There's been a lot of things since then, but that's where we met. And then that was kind of our group, and little Bible study classes and going to McDonald's every Wednesday. I taught Bible study for many years, precepts, Bible studies, and stuff like that. And the women would always get together. We'd go to lunch every Wednesday, stay there to carpool time. Those were the good old days, you know.
Yeah.
And then, then starting to have kids, and then coming out here, and Judge lured me away and said, let's go out here. But the beautiful thing about it is that I got to bring one of my good friends that I was hanging out with, Edie and Elizabeth, y'all know her. Their family kind of bought land with us and moved out here. There were other families, but they were more like my sister, you know. They became family.
Yeah.
We raised our kids with them, but I don't know what we'd be doing.
I mean, it's
what would
weird.
y'all
It's
be
weird
doing
to think if you weren't
we
doing
weren't
what
in
you're
each
doing.
other's
Yeah.
lives? Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. And Jeffrey, happy birthday to Lucas, and thanks to my Smeraglia family for realizing a vision and turning it into a reality. That's right, Jeff. And connecting thousands of dogs and family and people I know. I mean, it's something. So, yeah, when I woke up this morning, and I was like every mom does, you start thinking, did I do it right? Did I do this? And, you start, my kids are growing,
Evaluating.
Natalie, and now I've got these grandkids coming and all this stuff. And it's just like, I always want to do better and better. And I loved like the verse of the day, because it was such a great verse, And I can't quote it exactly, but it was like,
Did you post
Ezekiel.
it?
I didn't post it
okay.
yet.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, but it was just like, don't look in the past. Let the former things be the former things.
yeah.
Like, put the past behind you. Anything, like, because the enemy always wants to come up, or condemnation. People are always like, we're always our worst critics, whether you're being a parent or pet parent. I have so many clients that call up so many times, and they're just like, I just can't do this. I feel like a terrible pet parent, and I feel like that I don't need to keep this dog because I can't give them what they need. I don't feel like I have it. And I'm like, you are fine. you love them, and love covers a lot.
Yes. And the most forgiving thing on the planet is your dog.
Yeah, and they don't remember anything except for the moment. Like, they remember, but I mean, they just forgive.
Right.
And that unconditional love is so incredible.
Yes, it is. It's so sweet.
Well, that is just a great topic. Now, a lot of people are wanting to know about, okay, right now on our website, can you explain the spot situation? And we're like, you know what, well, let's explain the spot.
It could be confusing.
Yeah, it's like, what am I buying a spot? So right now, we are in the process of retiring quite a bit of dogs from our program, which is a great thing. I mean, they can only be in our program for a certain amount of time, and then we want to retire them. And so when you retire them, we know pretty much 1.5 to 2 years out, if everything goes by the book. And so what we do is we know, say, I'm going to be retiring this dog in 2025. We are looking at that right now. We actually have already looked at it knowing, okay, that means their last breeding for a female is going to be approximately this time. Once that litter is weaned, then they're going to be spayed, and then they're going to go. So what we do is we always kept first spot across the board. Well, now we're keeping second spot too. So most clients go on the litter in third spot right now. And the reason why is because we're keeping for our program. If we're going to retire, we've got to have the option to keep a couple of puppies. And we might only want to keep one, but we're going to pull them and test them. Because if I just keep one and then they didn't test out, their hip, heart, elbow, something didn't clear, then I'm kind of stuck.
Right.
Whereas for breeding, they have to pass so many clearances, but for pets, they don't. So we're just kind of doing that right now. So that's why you'll see like puppies. I think Will's got an example of it. Like Wilhelmina, pick 6, okay? There you go. Now, they look pretty much all the same, right? But that is the pick 6 means that's the last spot left. I mean, we are only going to take one more spot. See, it was like pick 3. Then, when somebody submitted an app, then it changed to pick 4. And then it changed to pick 5. And now it's at pick 6. So that means that's how many. But probably out of 6, there's probably only 3 clients on the litter right now.
Right.
So there's a lot of flexibility that we can work with you guys. We know what we're looking for breeders, for breeder picks and for service and therapy dogs. So see, we have to have those spots because the heart here at Smeraglia is not just to breed dogs, but to breed dogs that can change lives. And that is service and therapy dogs. And so that's the heart of everything that we do. Of course, all dogs are undercover therapy dogs.
Well,
we know that. They all are service dogs.
Yes, they all do.
You might not think
really
you need
good.
it, but they really are.
They really are. Mine are.
Yeah.
Everybody's is.
Yeah. And so that is exactly what we're doing. Any other picture, like there's another one.
Great.
Sometimes you'll see individual pictures and sometimes you'll see just the group shot because we haven't taken the individual shots at this age. Typically, we take individual shots at the 6-7 week stage. So right now, we know that we have one spot left on this litter. So technically, there's probably only one other client on the list.
Right.
Now, once we figure out what we're going to do, that's when you see released puppies just pop up. Where did those come from? They're like, do you have secret puppies in your back pocket?
Well, that's why we always say make sure you get your application in as early as possible. The only thing you have to know at that point is that we're the breeder for you.
Yeah.
Get your application in, and then you will get the privilege of being offered more puppies because we understand what your preferences are. We know what you're looking for. We're going to know what's coming up and offer you those pups. And then once we work through all the applications, they make it to the website, and then anybody can see them. And upon approval, anybody can adopt them. So
I have some fun news to tell everybody.
Do.
Jacob is working on the website today. That's my son. And he works on kind of making the website everything it needs to be. He does all the branding and everything. But the website people are working on a page that is retiring parents.
that's so
And
good.
it's just going to be who's retiring and when, okay? And it'll have their date, and then you can apply for that dog, and it'll tell whether they're going to be. Some of them retire, and there's an adoption fee that's more than others. And the reason why is sometimes we retire a male at 2 years old. Well, that's going to be a different adoption fee than retiring a male at 7 years old or
Right.
5 years old. So there'll be different adoption fees, but each one, it can have it, and we can just put somebody to apply. Now, I actually want it where multiple people can apply for the same dog because they're not actually adopting the dog off the website, because I want to match them with the right family.
Right,
I want to make
yeah.
sure that they're being adopted by, who we think is the best family for
That's
them.
good. Yeah.
So we're going to have that page coming
I
up.
love that.
And I've been working on blogs,
Yep.
been writing them, but have nowhere for them to live on my website. So when we moved over to the new website in April, it was April the 22nd of 2022. I can remember that because it's all but
Yeah,
two
twos.
twos. And but we had a blog on the other one, and I was like, where's the blog link on this site? Oh, we're getting it. I'm like, well, I'm writing blogs now, and I want to play. So I'm working on that too. So that's some new things. And we changed out lots of pictures
You've
on the
updated
homepage.
some pictures. Got a fresh little makeover. It looks good.
Yeah.
New year, new pictures.
I'm ready.
They're fun.
I'm
yeah.
ready for newness.
Me too.
Lots of new things. Well, that's what's going on. Okay, what does it mean when your litter is removed from the website, but you haven't picked your puppy yet? Oh, well, it gets removed because there's no spots left, and we don't want anybody else trying to apply because litter's full. So it's removed off the website, but that doesn't. But when you're on a litter, you receive a link, and it has all the back pictures. It's got like the parent pictures, the puppy pictures from the first picture that they've taken all the way up to the most recent. So you should have that link. If for some reason you missed that and you didn't know about that, all you've got to do is email the office, ask them to send you the actual behind the website link so that you have everything, and download those pictures and save them, because, I mean, we don't keep them forever and ever and
Right.
ever. No, I mean, we'll keep pictures in our Dropbox and things like that, but those links expire. So copy and paste, the parent pictures and all the litters and all your pictures, because I can't guarantee you they'd be here 5 years from now. And so many people call and they're
I
like,
know. I want the baby picture.
I know, send me that. And I'm like, we can't keep that many images.
I know. It's amazing the ones that we
host 'em.
can find, but yeah, we can't have them all. Don't count on that.
I do not want that. Yes, you had a feeling that was the case. That is what's going on. Okay, somebody ask another question. Let me see. I thought I saw another question. If you have a question, what I need is my glasses on.
Oh, let me know if you need help.
Yes. Okay. That's what I need, a miracle. Need my eyes to
For
be
your
healed.
eyes, yeah.
I really would. Okay, here it is. Can we talk again about Goldendoodles versus Twoodles, possibly? Yeah. So pros and cons. As far as the dogs, Goldendoodles, Schnoodles, and Twoodles, temperaments are all pretty consistent across the board. There are some things that set them apart just a little bit. But the number one thing is about the allergy, the level of allergens. Like, so many of our clients come to us because they want a low to non-shedding dog that is very allergy friendly. But there's degrees of the allergy friendly and there's degrees of shedding.
Right.
So when you think about the dogs that are going to be part of the parent program, you've got golden retrievers, shed buckets. I love them. Man, I love their personality. I mean, they were the only dog for me. I mean, I thought that was the only dog in the world. But they do shed buckets, but loyal and good. They as good as they get, you know what I mean? All right, then we have our poodles. Now, back in the day when I, was considering this, I didn't have the best opinion of poodles.
Same, yeah.
But boy, did that change. I learned that there are lines of poodles, just like there's lines, genetic, and lines of every breed. Like our Goldens, they're not American, they're English Goldens. There's Goldens, but then there's the American and the English. But ours have a more chilled, laid-back personality. They're a little bit more blockier. They're a little lazier, but I like that.
Definitely goofy.
Goofy, very happy and
Yeah.
friendly. Sometimes they just don't get it. They're like, what? So I love
part
that.
of their charm.
Yeah. But then the poodles, and you got to realize there's like 3 sizes, but we mainly focus on the standard and then the miniatures. We really don't have a lot of toy poodles, or the Moyens are where people breed the standard down to a medium and get kind of a Moyen breed, a poodle, but we mainly deal with the standard poodles. With standard poodle personality is even different than miniatures.
Yeah, definitely.
But to me, they are big silly clowns. They're just goofball. I mean, they're happy, but they're super smart. They
Very
really are smart.
Yeah.
They are smarter than golden retrievers. They can outwit a golden retriever any day of the week.
Yes.
They can steal any ball from a golden. They can do it all. I mean, golden's like, what? Where's my ball? And they're like, I've got the ball. I've hit it. I can take it from you. I mean, they're just that type. And then we do have schnauzers in our program for our schnoodles, but we deal with miniatures and giants. Those two are bred out of different lines. I mean, totally different genetics behind them. But what I've noticed, like the giant Schnauzer was more of a cart pulling dog. He was a working dog. But the smaller Schnauzers kind of came from more of the terrier line. So a lot of people would have negative attitudes towards them because they're like, oh, they're yappy and they're this and they're that. But some of the first Schnauzers that I ever met, I was scared of. And big ones I was scared of. Because they just seem intimidating. You know why? They got focus and they're like, they've got lots of discernment too. They're like, I don't like him. And they like know. Now Golden likes everybody. You can be the worst person in the world. Golden's gonna like you. He's gonna get in the car. He's gonna jump in your car. He's gonna leave with you. A poodle's more like, don't know about that. But a Schnauzer, they're like, good person, bad person.
Right.
They know.
I know.
So you've got all these, and they got really great focus. And they do have, let me back up. Goldens are water dogs. Poodles are water dogs. The Schnauzer's not so much the water dog, okay? But they are like, if there's anything around here that shouldn't be here that creeps and crawls, it's gone. It's got to go. And I love that because they're observant about everything. And you'll notice the Schnoodles are very focused. So you got to look at those breeds. Then you got to think about the Schnauzer's pretty much non-shedding and allergy friendly. And so is the poodle. And then the Golden is not. So when you think about the breeding program, Golden Retrievers and a poodle, first generation is going to be pretty allergy friendly. Lucas, 30 years ago, that was allergic to dogs, lives with an F1. So miraculously, he can live with an F1. But there's many people that cannot live with an F1. Even 50% Golden is going to be too much. And we want everybody to have the dog of their dream.
I know. That's why we have many options. And then also, and we've seen so many success stories of ones who couldn't have a dog and then they were able to get a schnoodle or an F1B, Goldendoodle, and that just thrills your heart when someone thinks they can't ever have a dog and then they can have one of these. And so sweet. I love it.
Well, and we really know that the most allergy friendly dog that we have is the schnoodle. So I have seen so many families over the years just break down in tears because they never could have a dog. They didn't think they'd ever get one. And then the combination of the schnoodle, the Schnauzer and the poodle, and they could have one, and they were just so happy, And so that is the first most allergy friendly one that we have, whether it's the extra small, because we can get down that small, to the medium, or the giant. They're the most allergy friendly. But then after that, we were just doing Goldendoodles for all those years. And so it was either the Schnoodle or Goldendoodle. And Goldendoodles, depending on the generation, the first generation is that's 50-50, but then if you take an F1 and breed it back to a poodle, it's an F1B. So after that, the multi-gens, they're more allergy friendly than the F1. So if you can't tolerate an F1, you can do an F1B, and a lot of people just want the retriever in the mix.
I know.
Somehow. But if that doesn't work, it was that or the Schnoodle, which they're great, and we really didn't have to create a third breed. The thing is, they were so great, both of them, the Schnoodle and the Goldendoodle. I was just like, they're just both so great. So what if you take the two greatest things that you've ever done and you blend them together and make this one brand new breed? But really and truly, to make a new breed, you can't do it. Like any new breed that comes out, and every year the AKC recognizes new breeds, you can't make a new dog with two dogs. You have to have a third. So if you're even going to think about a pure breed one day, you've got to bring in that third breed. We already had it. So it just made sense. It was like, let's just do this and bring them together. So at the end of the day, I know I said a lot to answer your question, but what's the difference? It's going to be your allergy factor, level of allergy, the level of shedding that you can tolerate. And then we just need to find out what your expectations are.
Right.
I
What are
think
your
that plays
goals?
in,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Like you've had F1, F1B, and a poodle.
And now my next one, I got my eyeballs on our giant schnoodle. We have a litter on the ground right now, and they are calling my name. And the reason for that is what she was describing in, the schnauzers and just being so laser focused. They're still, majestic. They have a different. I only want a giant schnoodle.
You want big.
I want big because they're so majestic looking, but they have a different kind of focus. Y'all know Porter. He's majestic. He's beautiful. He's huge. But he's like retriever brain. Mm-hmm. He's all retriever brain, which I love. He's so loyal to his core. Everybody is a friend. He's goofy. He's silly. He's funny. That's why he can be friends with a cat, a duck, a dog, a person. Like, everybody's just friends. I don't think I would have that with the giant schnoodle. I think they're, like you said, a little more discerning. They might be a little more tuned in to what's going on around the property, who's okay to be there, who's not. And I just think they're so smart and so beautiful. So we've got the Hadley litter.
So,
just looking.
And that breeder's pick spot.
I'm just looking.
That's what happens sometimes right there.
They have chocolate ones. They have black ones. She's got, I think.
What do you want?
I think I want another black one.
She loves those beautiful black, gorgeous dogs. Judge does too. He thinks they're fabulous.
They're so
and now we
stunning.
can kind of learn more about their genetics with our embark testing. We can know a little bit more about what's going to happen with their coat. Like, what's it truly going to be in the end? We can know more now.
Oh, yeah. And in this litter, I can tell there's some quite curly ones, which I wasn't expecting. Mm-hmm. And then some that look like Porter's hair as a baby. Anyway, y'all just watch them. They're beautiful. That's all I'm doing, too, is just watching them. I'm just looking.
Watching.
Just browsing, ma'am.
We are in the
That's it.
process of getting another giant schnauzer because we had to retire Hans. And oh my gosh, but we just, one is all we need because they are the man. When they come on property, they're like, I'm the big man on campus now. And nobody ever tries to take their spot. It's like, yes, you are.
Yes.
You the big
they're
man.
so pretty. You don't see, or I don't see very many giant schnauzers out in the world. Very much. But when you do, it's like, wow, you are so pretty.
And there's different ones of those. You have to be real careful about their coat. I do not want those real coarse coated schnauzers at all.
Hans was the prettiest one I've ever seen. I think.
Well, he came from Skansen Kennel. And this is a breeder that's been breeding for over 60 years. And that's when I got him back then. So, she's been breeding a long time. And I went back. I'm loyal too. I'm like, I know exactly if I'm going to get one where it's going to come from. And I have no problem telling you guys that because they're good. But anyway, anything else going on? I know it's, the weather is still kind of whipping out. I'm like, we're still here. Nothing's blowing
I told her I
past.
just want to be home, hunkered down before it hit.
That's what she said. Let's do this so I can get out of here early because you got to go get the ducks
I got to
in.
put the ducks up. Yeah.
We don't want ducks blowing
Tail
around.
feathers everywhere.
No, my gosh. So what are you going to do with the ducks when you get home? Will they just stay in their little rod?
So I left the big wattle squad. They stayed in their run. I didn't let them out today. I only let Webster and Delta out in their fenced-in area. But they might come inside. They might be sleeping in Porter's kennel tonight.
Them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. She shows partiality to her ducks.
I do. They're all fun. They all have each other out there, and it's a very secure run.
But theirs is not. They're just more.
Yeah, they actually live in a chicken coop, which is so cute, and I'm sure it's fine. But I would feel better if they were inside.
So we need to see pictures of this tonight. I'm sure she'll come up with some really cute pictures. All right. Well, let me see if there's anything else.
So
There's a lot of questions, but I'm going to make a note of all of them so we can talk about them in later.
Yeah, because there's been so many. It's hard for me to keep up, but we will. We love to just sit and chat with you guys. I mean, we're family, and we love to just kind of connect, just not just work and not just the dogs, but just get to know each other.
Life.
And the more you get to know each other, you kind of just you can feel more comfortable. We want you to feel at home here. You know?
And share your miracles. Maybe it's Miracle Monday. Maybe that's a thing. If you have some, continue sharing them.
We should do this more on Monday. I like that too.
But going back to the whole pick system, I say it a lot on my lives. Don't get discouraged if it is, I hear people say all the time, oh, so that means I'm the last pick. She explained that, but also, even if you are, let's say say it is slam full and there's one spot and you're the last, get in that spot. Or if it's full, get in the backup spot. It is so rare that the list stays the same throughout the whole process. Somebody's coming off, the timing all of a sudden is not right. They switch to another litter.
They saw an available puppy and they're like, get me off the list.
That one now.
I want that puppy.
Yeah, so get on the list. Even if it seems hopeless, it always works out the way it's supposed to, but you got to do your part. Something else we learned at church. You still have to do your part. Get your name on there, and then just let it happen. So
that is so true, so true. I know that Colleen that you just had up will spot 6 of 9. I mean, so you look at that. That's a lot of babies there. But look at there.
I see that as a lot of opportunities for things to change.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Lots of people changing their mind or, they'll, more than anything, they just see a puppy that's older and ready to go, and they're like, I want that puppy.
Yeah.
It happens so
all
often.
the time. Yeah.
Every day it's happening. People are, it's like, I say all the time, it's like musical chairs on our litter.
It is.
I mean, it's like one day it's this, everybody's up and, okay, the music changed. Okay, I'm going to get off this one and go there. Okay, now I want to get back on the litter that I came off of. Well, you're no longer spot 2, now you're spot 4. Okay, just stay put, okay? Hang tight,
Hold them.
Hold them. You got to know when to hold them.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, this was wonderful. It was a time to hang
was.
out and connect with you guys to see if there's any comments at the very. Look at that. So many people hanging out with us. I love that.
You too.
All right. Yep, Tiffany said they are amazing giant schnoodles.
Maybe you need to do a check-in a little bit later this evening for weather from here.
Yeah, I can do that. I can give you all a post and let you see what's going on. I'm sure my house will be full of dogs running through. It's like some afternoons, it's like the bell just got let. At school, the back door opens and it's like, boom, and I'm like, my Lord, get these dogs under control.
The doodle bus.
They just got off the school bus. It's right. I mean, Sierra drops off 3 or 4, and then Natalie walks in with 2 or 3, and then Sam walks in, and then Lauren walks in, and I'm just like, okay, there is not enough room for the people in this house tonight. You've been there when it's happened.
Yeah, because that's what, like
it's crazy.
7 dogs?
On Thanksgiving, I was like, okay, here's the deal. And Christmas, I was like, okay, here's the deal. We got to manage this a little better, as my mother don't deal with this real well.
No, that would have been 10 dogs, or if that was everybody at Christmas.
Yeah, and it's like, that's how many people there are pretty much, 15 people and that many dogs. I'm like, come on, we got to. You do just live next door. You can just leave them home. Yeah. Okay? They don't all have to come. But it's like, but it's Christmas, Mom.
Be part of it.
It's Christmas. They've all got to be here. And they've all come in with their Christmas sweaters.
No, it's the cutest thing.
I'm like, whatever. It's
just roll
crazy.
with it.
It's a doodle crazy house. All right, guys. Well, you have a wonderful evening. We will check back in. We'll let you know how things are going. I'll make a post a little later. And you let us know how it's going with all the Waddle Squads.
I will.
How they're doing.
Feathers everywhere. No, it'll be good.
We want them safe. We want everybody safe. Y'all stay safe. And we will see you tomorrow for sure.
Bye, guys.
Bye.